Most time with mulberries, people say, I remember eating those as a kid. They were great. And if you can find that childhood tree you loved, this is a fruit that's here. We should enjoy it. So here's one. Yeah, that's a real good one there. There you go, Mr. Alvin. Elders first.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Most mulberries now are probably hybrids. Morus rubra, the red mulberry native, and Morus alba, the imported white mulberry, which again is not just white. They could be ripe with white color, red color, purple, or even almost black. The safest thing to do to tell if it's ripe, it'll be a little bit softer. I'll be honest, a little juicier. If you get a little juice on your finger as you eat it, that's a good sign it's ripe. A good way to efficiently harvest these is that if they fall off the limb easy. We don't want to be eating a mulberry that just fell into a pile of deer and goose poop. And trust me, it'll accumulate under a tree. So you take a tarp. This is a 20 by 40 because it's a bigger tree. Nice thing is, unlike maybe a bed sheet, it's waterproof. You're not going to get soiled with all the ground contamination. And as you'll see, you'll be able to wash off the mulberry stain. The mulberry is a giving tree. A lot of fruit, but I'll admit, especially if the tree is tall, hard to harvest. Unless, got a little urban Indian trick here. This is a lifeguard pole. Lightweight, non-rusting, aluminum, and it telescopes. Which means there's almost no limb that we can't reach on most trees. But you just give each limb a gentle shake, and you got a mulberry rain. You'll get a few unripe ones, but the ones that fall the easiest are the ones that are ready for you to eat. Let's shake a little and see what we got here, Mr. Alvin. Hey, there you go. All right, not too bad. Now,
all the leaves ain't the same shape.
That's right. Mr. Alvin's totally right.
That's how you can tell it.
You got some this way.
You walk out in the woods before the fruit come on it, you can look at the leaves and tell whether it's a mulberry or not.
That's right. There's generally several patterns to the leaves, but this heart-shaped one is common. Notice it's a bright green, unlike a red bud, which has heart shape, but it tends to be almost purple. There's some that are almost like a goose foot, tripod. Mulberries do not have a lot of disease, but there is one that you see, especially in the humid Southeast, and this is called popcorn. It basically turns tasty mulberry to hard, impossible to eat popcorn kernels. If you see it, not a big deal. You don't eat them. Local climate over a week or two dries out. The new mulberries will have less popcorn. Mulberry trees tend to fork. A fruiting mulberry, some of the fruit falls into the fork. And only mulberries, it'll stain the fork. Yeah, that's probably 4 weeks worth of mulberry stain.
2 or 3 days more, be more falling off.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Alvin hit the nail on the head.
They all get ripe at one time.
That's right.
Yeah.
A tree like this, and this is over probably 8 or 10 years of harvesting, I can usually pick 2 colanders full, almost full, every other day. So, you know, one thing about health, let's don't just focus on your blood results, your LDL and all that, all the numbers. You know, humans are beyond the numbers. Yes, mulberries have a good amount of fiber. You can look at them, a lot of little seeds in there. It's a lot of fruit, which means you're going to have to share it, or you're going to have to make something to share. You know, the Surgeon General just came out and said loneliness is the same as smoking a pack a day of cigarettes. And that's because when you're alone and not interacting with your people and others around you, and the plants and the soil and the weather, you become weak. And that makes you prone to stress, heart disease. So never mind any nutrient analysis. When you're dealing with this much of a blessing, this much of a harvest, it brings you into the circle, into other people and people in your tribe. Many foragers will say, if you listen closely, the plant you need will show up in your life.